Okay, guys, I gotta turn the sound down here. I'm watching the replay of Sul Ross and Kingsville, and got kind of an affection for just about all the teams. I watch almost all the games on the Lone Star Network, so I see what's going on with all the teams and how they play. And it's one of those conferences. It's on any given night, anybody can beat you, so you got to show up. I know the Mustangs. Their top scorer was concussed in the last game with an elbow to the head. And their big guy fouled out with 8 minutes left. And then they kind of had some lapses in there at the scoring. The defense wasn't really, the offense wasn't really there a lot of times tonight. They were missing bunnies and bunnies and bunnies. But the defense was there. The defense was really good. And some of the one kid, the brown kid, he was gravy. He was out of his mind. He was hitting shots. He's doing really good. And so yeah, he had some really nice shots. And so oh well, but I was watching the game. Guys, these corporations are wrong, and you've got to understand. It's entirely tangible that through science projects, through corporations who thought I was wrong, okay, that the line of King David was corrupted by David Rockefeller, and self-righteous home invasion corporations were responsible for the movement of Jesus Christ from year one to in the future. Okay, and that's why I was treated the way I was treated in Sierra Vista. Because the people fighting these corporations through their scientific thing of Jesus is just a scam and a con artist and a charismatic cult leader, these people are doing things that are radically incorrect. And they don't show signs of being able to correct their incorrectness, right? You know what I'm saying? And so when I look at all that's transpired and what we're going through and what we're still going through, you've got to understand. I explained it to some of the kiddos at Rudy's when I went to pick up our barbecue. They were sweethearts. But I sat there and said, when I went to Sierra Vista, they kept attacking me. Because at that time, and they still might think that, I don't know. They thought I was David Rockefeller's Manchurian Jesus that was set up to kill all the good right-wing conservatives that were doing things for America and came up with the science project to move Jesus from year one to probably 3,000. I'm not sure, probably most likely. Okay, to fulfill their prophecy of, 1,000 years in Christ. Okay, so if they did it, say 2,000, then they would have moved him to 3,000. Okay. And I was supposed to be wrong. I was supposed to be, the way they saw the Archangel Raphael is that he fell from faith and grace and he wasn't able to do what Jesus asked him to do to perform the apocalypse. And that it's the second coming, the one they call Lord, that performs the apocalypse, which pretty much fulfills what Islamic prophecy says, 1322nd Redeemer, what Haile Selassie said in prophecy, what's said in Buddhist prophecy, what's said in Buddhist prophecy, definitely Buddhist prophecy. Okay, when it went from Shinto to Buddhist in the line of the swordsman of Japan, he realized that the people in Japan had become so tribal, secular, and insular that they were wrong, and that the right way was from the man from the book of Revelation, and not what they saw as Shinto, okay, not tribalism. And so, which is obviously, when you look at feudal Japan and you look at the brutality and the viciousness of ninjutsu and the poisoning, and the honor was definitely lost through its selfishness of tribalism, instead of seeing the world as an eternal gift given to us by infinite glory that provides life to all living things. And we have to understand our balance and harmony, like Muhammad talks about in the Surah of the Cow and others. So and Psalms and Proverbs. And Psalms, the problem with Psalms is the corporations have bastardized the perception of Psalms through first-person possessive pronoun of the word God. And the big thing right now is I went to go check the mail. And I know they're still playing socio-political games with bad brain chemical addiction and with quantum computing. All I can wish for the people involved in this espionage conflict, all I can wish for them with any, it's wrong for me to wish for them the peace of the Lord's Prayer, all this, when they have no intention of living it. All I can wish for them is justice. The 3 Proverbs. The wealthier fools who perceive their wealth as a high wall of safety. The poor plead for mercy and the rich answer with insults. And the most important is it's wrong to acquit the guilty and deny justice to the innocent. So all I can wish for all the people involved in economic conflict through technology, through cloning and trying to put their brain activity on robots and on technology, is justice. Okay. That's the best I can wish for you. You ain't Porter Wagner and I ain't Dolly Parton. Right? And she ain't got to forgive the Lord for nothing. Okay. The Lord already forgives her. Okay. Do you understand? Don't be Porter Wagner's big booby blonde-headed bimbo. Right? Money ain't real. Listen to Mary Poop's Boy. Right? Yeah, and the man that didn't take you to Juarez. That's who raised this man. Okay. Yeah, I was raised by Ralph and Mary. Okay. With home invasion and manipulation of the worst and most heinous activities in the history of the world. Okay. By corporations. Okay. So when you see that propaganda about Prince Charles and his, Charles is full of shit, man. Okay. Charles is a rich person. He's like basically, the kid on the cell that loses his mind because he went on a trip and saw the men clubbing the baby seals for money. Okay. And then realized, oh, yeah, your fucking Buckingham Palace is the cause of that. Oh, maybe you should forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace. Right. So when in Sierra Vista, when they started attacking me, your religious beliefs are selfish, you're an idealist and you get people killed. Well, I was correcting technology actively, and it was getting people killed by the technology when other people were using it to try to kill other people. Like I told you, it was happening before COVID with drone attacks from the United States and Mexico, because a lot of people in Mexico were taking the gamble. No, I want to live the Lord's Prayer. I believe in Earl Parsons. Okay. And the drones were going back to the United States and killing the people that sent the drones out. Okay. And I asked them not to do it. Right. I felt it in prayer. That's why people in this town hate me so much. You're an idealist and you get people killed. My religious beliefs are selfish. Right. And so the big thing about Fort Huachuca, when that happened and they came to me and I said, you should live the Lord's Prayer. And I was a lot like Krishnamurti. And then they thought, people thought, well, you should have realized you're in there. No, they haven't realized it yet. What they need to do is get really Fleetwood Mac and, get the real cool boom, boom. You can take me to paradise. Then again, you can be as cold as ice. I'm over my head, but it sure feels nice. I believe in Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., and I like to live the Lord's Prayer. I can't wait till the end of time, right? I'm over my head. Yeah, I'm not over my head. They're in over theirs. Oh, trust me. Okay. Your love is like a circus wheel. It's changing all the time. Sometimes I can't help but feel that I'm wasting all my time because they think I'm moody because I'm a Cancer. Something's wrong with my baby. Something's wrong with me. And I'm not moody at all. Okay. You abuse my women and children, like I told them in Sierra Vista. You can take my money and go to Mexico with it, and I'll forget about it and make more money to pay you to live here if that's what I need to do. You take my daughters off to Mexico and you rape them to death in brothels. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. I'm like King David and Samson. I will hunt you down and kill you. Okay. No, I'm not gonna stick a dynamite up your butt and wish you had more time. No, I wish you justice. But above all of this, I wish you justice, right? Love. I tried to get you guys to live the love of the Lord's Prayer the moment you encountered me and challenged me in Sierra Vista in 2009 by having Lim Allen question me about the pragmatism of Barack Obama, and me tell him what he has to do is he has to stand up for the Lord's Prayer right now. He said it's not time yet. And I was like, that's the wrong fucking answer. Right? Vulgar intercourse, yes. If you don't like it, fuck you. Okay? It's vulgar intercourse. That's all I have to say for you. Above all of this, I wish you justice. Okay? I gave you love, and you said you traded me out for a possessive pronoun cartoon character god by a genocidal corporation that has one of the biggest banks in the world to get away with child molestation through economic conflict and vulnerability. If you guys had accepted the Lord's Prayer year one, how much child molestation do you think we would have from gym teachers and priests through vulnerable children because they're taken away from their parents who have to pay extortion to assholes to live here? Want to stop global warming? Pull your head out of your ass. Okay, Earl. I'm over my head, but it sure feels nice. Right? My mood is like a circus wheel. I'm changing all the time. You sure about that? I'm like the Star of David. I'm like Harriet Tubman said, your love is like the North Star. It's constant and it never wavers. When you tell me to do something and I do it without fear, I always get it done. I know, baby. I know, baby. You know. She said that the Spirit of the Lord used to come and spoon her when she was scared and lonely. And he never betrayed her and never let her go and never told her to do anything wrong. And every time she got in bad, that whole thing, that woman used to chloroform babies to get people from North Carolina to Ontario or Quebec. Yeah, she used to do that. Right. So Daniel Mullins could play basketball in Canada instead of pick cotton and have his daughters be raped by sheriff's deputies in North Carolina. Yeah. Sometimes the ends does justify the means, right? She looks like a man, but she gets it. And she's a woman, right? So pray, connect to Muhammad, but you can also pray, connect to Khadijah. Pray, connect to Esther. You don't think Khadijah and Esther are part of the Gospels? That's because you're a man who thinks of your dick and tries to quantify God to your brain. Okay, don't do that. Okay. If you want your ass kicked, show me that ass and ask for money to fuck it. If you want redemption and to be part of faith in the power of the glory and correcting the quantum computing technology, believe in me and stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me, even if it's just in the privacy of your home bedroom with a cell phone that is completely censored by all the quantum computing in the world, right? It's interwebbed, interlinked, liberty bibberty, yeah. Let's go get some L'Espagne. Ooh, yeah. So, no, it's happening, sweetheart. I know a lot of you don't think it is, okay? It is wrong to tell people it's never going to happen. We're never going to live the Lord's Prayer, not in our lifetime. It is right to tell people it could happen by dinner time. It could be happening right now because we're right and they're wrong. We're good and they're bad. We'll do what's necessary because miracles are a word people made up. The miracle's not. No, she's really a Giants fan. Seriously? What are you thinking, Garcia? No, I'm just kidding. What's your dad thinking? No, Giants? No, A's. No, I'm just kidding around. No, my Robert was a Giants fan too. Niners and Giants, yeah. As far as the, my junior circuit team has always been the A's. Ever since I can Vita Blue, remember? Yeah. Vita Blue, Reggie Jackson, yeah. Because they were a poor market team that the Raiders? No, guys, I was never a Raiders fan. Not a Raider fan. I was never, no. I admit that, the Raiders and the Steelers games were like vicious and like, oh my gosh, somebody needs to say, stop these guys. But I know that was through bad thinking and using chemicals to win games and kill people to win. That's why I quit playing sports. Steroids, cocaine, you know. Like I told that guy in the parking lot today, they have the thing about LeBron James and his money paying for poor kids so they could be the next great basketball player. What if the best basketball player in the next generation was 10 years old and died in an apartment complex in Ukraine this year because of LeBron James's business partners? What if Lenny Bias and Jeep Jackson are dead because gambling syndicates were punishing teams for putting themselves in the right position to draft players that would be game changers, that would change the whole dynamic? There was a lot of foul play and a lot of under the table, under dirty pool stuff with what happened. Like Bill Russell said about Brett Arbeck, he's not prejudiced. He put 5 gorillas on the tour if they thought they could win an NBA championship. He tried to do everything possible to land Ralph Sampson. And the league was like, he's tampering, he's doing this. He did the same thing with Bias, but he pulled it off. And like Larry Bird said, that was the guy that was going to extend my year by 4 years and have us win 4 more championships. And then you'd all be sitting around talking about who's great. And it's like Michael Jordan had 2 championships. Larry Bird had 6 and Len Bias had 4. And then who knows what would have happened afterwards if Chicago would have had, you know what I mean? Well, when you piss off the powers that be, they get a teammate to get the kid addicted to cocaine and tell him cocaine makes you a better ball player because they knew Arbeck was going to get him. And they were going to punish him for knowing how to manipulate the business. It's entirely tangible. I can't tell you that's what happened, but I wouldn't put it past any of those let's destroy Connie Hawkins' career assholes, would you? I wouldn't put it past any of the people that had refs rig the games for gamblers so the Phoenix Suns don't have a championship with Steve Nash and Maury Stoudemire and Sean Marion. And yeah, I wouldn't put it past anybody. Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. Well, Schulister Jackson. Yeah, it's just sports. So when LeBron James sits there and says, it's hard to, it's just amazing that my mom got to sit here in Cleveland and see me and my son play professional basketball for circus gimmicks, for Charlie Jan goes to the Olympics and goes to the circus, while the best basketball player in his lifetime sits in an office chair trying to survive chemical poisoning from his business partners to try to talk everybody into living the Lord's Prayer so we could all live the love of King David, instead of the Circus Maximus of Russell Crowe and the next kid in the installment, right? He could run under a 4-flat 40 and jump 64 inches in the air when he needed to. Okay? He could guard you better than you could guard him. Okay? Trust me. Okay? Michael Jordan be like, that guy's the best ball player I've ever seen. Okay? It seems like he can't play. Then when he just goes, it's like, God damn, how do you stop him? I had moments like that, but it was very rare. I like to play the level of competition because I'm very kind, because we're playing. Okay, but when push comes to shove, and I got to defeat Goliath to make sure that Edna has a house and Mom isn't dying from cancer in Phoenix, I'll do what I need to win the game. But they weren't going to allow that. They were trying to set it up at Grand Canyon University with the right people. And because it was being manipulated, the secular people who thought I was this horrible person because of what cults were doing in my name were not going to do anything to help me to get me to Western New Mexico or NAU to play basketball, while the other ones were trying to manipulate me to play for Coach Westphal and Coach Hernandez. Okay? Manipulated relationships don't work. I don't want to be a professional basketball player that was the GOAT. I am gracious good shepherd. I'm the way and the truth and life. I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I dove into the very bowels of hell and retrieved the keys to the kingdom and brought them back out of hell and correct all taxpayer dollars, all surveillance equipment, all that junk floating out in space. We're going to start cleaning that up the moment everybody in the world knows exactly who Ralph and Mary's boy is. Oh, Mary, did you know that your baby child was? Yeah, my mom knew. Okay, she told me before she passed away just how special I was and how lonely I was going to be. And when you fill your son in prayer, and you died in 1994, okay, and you have relatives that connect to him that they used to abuse him, and you feel this abuse, and you died in 1994, and your son gets isolated and abused by scientific perverts until 2026, think of a woman who's sitting there in spirit connecting to her perfect boy child that has to feel him be tortured by perverts that are jealous of him from 1994 in spirit till 2026, and how that affects Emily, and how that affects Natalie and Kate and Amy and Steffi and Patrick and Noah and Crummy Cake and Elijah and Jordan and Melissa and Killian and Justin and all the abuse of these horrible people. Having a woman have to sit down and feel that in spirit as a young woman that shares memories with the woman that was murdered by the cancer industry. That's very lonely. But you've got a son who says, Mom, I don't like being lonely, and I'll take care of it. And I'm not as alone as you think I am. You just talk to your daughters in prayer, and Earl's lonely and he needs help. I do need help, okay? But not as much as people think I do. You can take me to paradise. Then again, you can be cold as ice. I'm over my head, but it sure feels nice. Hey, I don't do it justice. Go listen to Christine sing it with the music. It's a real fun song. It's one of my very favorites of Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, boom boom. Yeah, it's a good tune. Yeah, I like it a lot. I do. Yeah. I like it better than You Can Go Your Own Way. Oh yeah, I like it better than Secondhand News and Never Going Back Again. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, I like Christine. She's one of my favorites. You make loving fun. It's all I want to do. Yeah, I like her. What's the other one she sings? Tell Me Lies, Tell Me Sweet Little Lies. She sings that one. What's the other one she sings that's on Rumors? Gosh darn it, I can't remember. When the sun goes down and the lights go down, here's another. You rule me until the sun comes up and you say that you love me. And Linda had the album. Okay, guys, I love you. Mr. Piss Mom off. They win every fucking year. She wanted goddamn Stevie Wonder and Fleetwood Mac. Well, she wanted like Gladys Knight and the Stylistics. You know, she wanted the people that she liked to win. She used to fuss. Goddamn fucking shit. Get on, Mom. Mom, you need to go work on the truck with Dad. Then you'll say, those motherfuckers are Disney. You'll cuss better, Mother. You will cuss better. Go work on the truck with Dad. I love you guys, all right? Peace out, man.